Alright, apologies for all that. I'm not really sure what the heck happened. Everything just crashed on me. I mean, I had Discord over here, that crashed, OBS crashed, Final Fantasy crashed, or really didn't crash, it just booted me from the server. So hopefully I can get back to... everything just went weird. I don't know what the heck happened. Alright, so it looks like we're going to get that cutscene again, which is good because I would like to revisit all that. So now we're back. So we're pulling from Final Fantasy IX, but Final Fantasy IX did not have this crazy high tech in Alexandria. It's almost like the what was it? Was it Gaia was the stuff where the Invincible came from, and all the other stuff was out here that had like the higher tech where they were stealing souls and everything.
My home. It's in ruins. But why? What happened here? And where is everyone?
I had a look in a few of the other houses, but they had clearly been abandoned.
Damn it all. None of this makes sense.
Terra was the other world.
Excuse me?
So I'm wondering if
looking
this
for
is like
someone?
if Terra took over Alexandria. And I'm still trying to figure out her, because she's trying to claim she's saving her people, but she was trying to say, I could make your dreams come true, shape the world as you see fit to Zorulja.
I apologize for giving you a fright. However, I did have reason to keep to the shadows.
And she definitely does have the Garnet dress style.
Zorulja has
Like
told
on the
me a
top,
great
not
deal
so much
about
the
you.
bottom.
Sorolcha?
Greetings, and welcome to the realm of Alexandria.
But it does make sense now why he's calling it his kingdom.
I am Sphene, the Queen of Reason.
Queen of Reason?
If you are the Queen of Reason, is there perhaps a...
Yes, if you mean to ask if there is a King of Resolve. Zorulja holds that title, and together do we reign.
Then you're both behind the attack on Tulishola.
And I doubt you're here to offer us a warm reception. No, you have it all wrong. I am not come to fight. Zorulja rules alongside me, but that is a matter of expedience. In truth, we are at odds, he and I.
Alright, let's try to get your story again.
It is at considerable risk to myself and my people that I come before you to beg your aid.
Our aid? I'll admit I cannot imagine King Zorolja is keen to share and share alike. But if what you say is true, you're still the Queen.
Indeed. But I was once the sole ruler of Alexandria. Until one day, he appeared, bent on conquest. In my weakness, I feared his power. So I persuaded him to forego violence and strike a bargain. I would remain queen, and he would receive technology that would empower him to achieve even loftier ambitions. along
so-
with the knowledge to use it.
It was making a deal with the devil.
A gamble,
Potentially, if
to be
she's telling the
sure,
truth.
But if it might spare
We
my
got
people...
to figure out what's going on with her people. Because remember, also, Kryl was dumped off from
If
this
I
world.
may, the dome surrounding these lands was erected but recently. How is it he was able to not only invade, but instate a new system of leadership in a mere matter of days?
I've never heard of your realm. And this place is, or at least was, Yasulani. The house I grew up in is still here. But 3 years ago, that tower and these strange contrivances weren't. Nor was our village in ruins.
Yeah, so explain. This is where I crashed.
Where did you come from? And what happened to the people who lived here? You must know.
I realize how confusing this all must be. Truth be told, I don't fully understand it myself.
But you did this.
What I can say is that one day, people from your Tuliolol suddenly appeared here in Alexandria. Or perhaps it was we who found ourselves in Tuliolol. Until but recently, we were completely unaware of events taking place beyond the barrier surrounding our realm.
Does this not remind you of the Crystal Tower? How after the 8th Umbral Calamity, we devised a means to transport the Spire across time and space from the source unto the First. Granted, this is on a much larger scale, if that is indeed what has happened. Not only the people and structures, but also the surrounding environment. Regardless, the people of Lakeland perceived the arrival of the Crystal Tower much as the Queen describes her own experience. Sudden and inexplicable.
Well then, you appear to have a better grasp of our circumstances than we do. Indeed, more than I dared hope.
I don't know. I don't trust her.
In which case, a closer examination of the effects of this phenomenon may afford us more insights. Allow me to take you to the outskirts. A number of the Shatona live there as well. Perhaps your acquaintances are among them.
Hold on. If we accept, there's no guarantee we're not walking into a trap.
But if we're to defeat Zorolja, we need to understand how he grew so strong. Besides...
Ah, you're right.
Queen Sphene, before we go, Your Majesty, I have to ask, did you really have nothing to do with the attack on Tuliolol?
Noble Wook Lamart, shall we dispense with the formalities? I'll not deny the soldiers and airships that attacked your people are products of Alexandria. But it was Zorolja, not we, who fashioned them into weapons of war and laid siege to Tuliolol.
So he alone is to blame.
No, I may not have prosecuted this war, but I nevertheless bear responsibility for it.
Perhaps. I know next to nothing about you, let alone what you've been through. So by all means, show us around. I think we'll learn a lot from meeting your people.
Wonderful! If you would follow me.
Yeah, I'm still not trusting all this.
Is that concern or suspicion? If things should take a turn for the worse, might I call upon your aid? I jest, of course. But you do strike me as the most capable here.
Yeah, none of this is adding up. But when they did show a picture of Heritage Found in one of the live letters, it did remind me exactly of Alexandria. So that part was not as much of a surprise. But I don't understand. I thought that would be somewhere we would go, not quite what's happening here. I think it goes without saying, but we're not going to just trust her like that, right? Yeah, no. Any way you look at it, mysterious girl who appears out of nowhere claiming herself a queen is suspicious. Right on board with you. Well, having established we should be where we can use more information. So let's head to this palace, the outskirts, and see what we can learn. Perhaps about Sphene as well. And I'm also, like, when that cutscene was going on, I was trying to, like, look up the old Final Fantasy IX story to see if, so, Brain was, or Braun, or Brain, I think it's Brain, so I was trying to look for, like, her family tree, but I didn't see anything at all. Or sprinklers. Oh my god. Oh, let's go do this first. Or I may not be able to. Let's see. Oh, there we go. But yeah, and I'm not getting any like bloodlines or anything. So in the story, you know, apparently she had a daughter that died before the events of the story happened. Northeast. So it's yeah, so I would have to go up and around. Okay, we'll do that another time. So I'm wondering if there's some connection there or not, because Garnet/Dagger was not she was an adopted child of the couple. Have you ever seen such thing for crabs? No, I wonder what this one's used for. Sprinkler. Like, come on. The most unusual farm, but the produce appears normal enough. Those brick buildings. I've seen their like before, though I cannot remember where. Is that Castle Alexandria? That tower? The innovation of Alexandria, nothing short of extraordinary. I'm relieved to see there are people here. I really can't see people. I trust you have similar farming facilities in Tyrol? They're completely different from ours. Got no idea what all those machines do. We settled on this approach after some trial and error. The Tyroli have their own methods of farming, which they wanted to continue employing. But the environment makes it challenging. There's too much rain and not enough light. Thankfully, the use of electrope has allowed us to fortify the buildings here as well as provide what nature cannot. Electro what? Electrope. It's a material we use for myriad devices and applications. Topic for another time, perhaps. If you would follow me, we're nearly to the outskirts. And also, like, all of Alexandria, like, it wasn't... Alexandria was basically Alexander in disguise. There wasn't like a whole bunch of lightning expected stuff all over the place. What the hell? They have Roanoke here. So they've like been cohabitating for a while then. Did they rebuild their city? Like when a storm appeared, it was the Invincible. It was a sign of the Invincible about to strike. So yeah, none of this is a rather lively settlement, isn't it? In defiance of the ceaseless plume almost. It's a relief to see people who are well. Hopefully the same can be said for everyone in Usaloni. It's fascinating how they combine traditional bricklaying with electro-based engineering. Curious blending of two cultures. This is a Tonawatan village, or at least it was, before the dome and these strange contraptions. I admit, I've seen nothing particularly suspicious. Yeah, that's where I'm at too.
Here we are. Though you'll doubtless find much of what you see in Alexandria strange, the traditional agriculture practiced in this village at least should be familiar.
Queen Sphene? What business brings her here, I wonder?
Why do they all have that shit on their
Queen has
heads?
come!
You look well, Paquine. And Katonye, I see you've already taken to your new position.
When she introduced herself as queen, I was expecting someone colder. Honestly, she reminds me of you, Lamachi.
Me?
Well,
It's
for the time
only
being.
natural for a ruler to love her people. And I should like to know them as best I can, even the most trifling details.
Okay, yeah, this is all way too convenient.
The more you come to know them, the more you grow to love them. Who they are and what they've built.
That's it. Beautifully put.
And it would appear that she is well loved in turn.
Why? But she's the only one that doesn't have the weird shit on her head. Can somebody please explain that?
Your Majesty, you honor us with your presence. And who are these fine people?
Tuliolol's vow of resolve Wuk-Lamat and her companions. They come from beyond the barrier, but you needn't worry. They are good people and are to be treated as my honored guests.
The rumors of a link to the outside are true, then. Wuk-Lamat is still so young. Where are my manners? I am Popone, a leader of sorts of the people living out here.
Papone? That is a Tonawatan ring to it.
Right you are. I take it you hail from this region as well? Teshpiani, perhaps?
Yes, I do. I don't suppose you know a woman by the name of Kafkiwa?
Kakiwa, that's how you say it.
Kafkiwa. I'm afraid I'm not sure if I've ever met someone with that name.
Okay, yeah, something's not right.
Mother isn't here. But it's a relief to know at least some of the people of Yasulani are alive and well.
Well, if
Your mother, you say?
time flows differently, she may be dead.
Now that you mention it, I do see the resemblance.
You know my mother?
I do. Yes.
Then tell me, please, where is she?
I cannot say. Not here, but I promise I will in due time.
Because of the automaton?
I have a question, Pepone. Do you recall what happened the day the dome first appeared?
The barrier? Well, I remember fixing a shelf that had collapsed after a terrible earthquake. Then the ground began to tremble. There was a brilliant flash of light, and then... Forgive me, my recollection of it all is rather poor.
You needn't push yourself, Pepone. After 30 years, no one could blame you for not remembering.
I'm sorry?
30 years? As in 30 years in the past?
Absurd though it may sound, there is no doubt in my mind the events that led to the joining of our lands occurred 30 years ago. Which is not to say I understand why our perceptions of the intervening time are so radically different. We only just became aware of the discrepancy when Zoralja's military base was completed, and we were at last able to venture beyond the barrier.
I believed you long dead. To have the chance to kill you myself is an unforeseen blessing.
Okay, now that line makes more sense.
Years. Little wonder Zoralja assumed our father had already passed away.
And why they think she's so young.
It's not unlike how time passes differently in the First and the Source. The fluctuating space of the rift between them disrupting temporal equivalence. Perhaps the same holds true here, and time flowed faster within the dome.
That's what it seems like. And that's the dome's like encasing it in time and space.
I cannot say for certain, but I strongly suspect that to be the case. And based on the Queen's account, this encampment may have come to serve as a physical bridge between the two planes, after which the dome was forced into the Source's temporal flow.
If we're to be certain of anything, we need more information.
This is all a mind
Sven,
fuck.
would it be all right if we had a look around and spoke with the townspeople?
By all means.
Time to see what we can see of Alexandria, then.
And its people. I may yet find familiar faces among the survivors from Yasulani.
Even if I don't understand the half of it, I would learn more of this place before we confront Zoralja.
Perhaps you'd care to see how we make our living. Though we have always prided ourselves on the use of traditional Tonawatan farming methods, the use of electro-fueled technologies has led to countless agricultural innovations.
What is on
I
your
will
head?
join you as well.
Ma'am, please, you needn't trouble yourself.
It's no trouble at all. And I promise not to cause any manner of distraction.
Reassuring words, or they would be had I not heard them countless times before. Very well, but do be careful.
Of course. I shall proceed with the utmost care. Now then, if you two would follow me, we can begin the tour.
I can't say that I trust her yet, but I trust that her affection for these people is genuine, and that's enough for me.
Just gigantic conduits running on the ground. Touring farmlands with the queen of another nation is how I expected to spend my day. Hey, I didn't expect this how to spend my night either. Electrope has done much to improve the efficiency of their farming, but hasn't replaced everything. The people wanted to preserve their old way of life, and we did not want to force ours upon them. You went to such lengths so that our cultures could coexist, even going so far as to learn our tongue. Sure, everyone appreciated that. Communication is thankfully not an issue, for the Turali tongue is surprisingly similar to Alexandrian. Of course, there are words and phrases for which there is no equivalent, but those can be taught with minimal effort. Through mutual respect, understanding, and patience, the Alexandrians and Turali learned a great deal from one another. And I'm sure there's much you wish to learn as well. So please, if you have questions, do not hesitate to ask. This is all fucking weird. Rather than bore you with lengthy explanations, let's head back to the farm we passed earlier. UPA's Halo, it's called. We can speak with one of the farmers when we arrive. Alright, some more lore building we go. Guess we're off to UPA's Halo. This is wild. Okay, one thing I didn't... Okay, so she's got one. Is this person... Alright, everybody's got them. Everybody except for the queen. And that makes no sense. Allow me to introduce you to Mahushwa. Mahusa, yeah. One of the most experienced farmhands in all of Alexandria. She's well versed in myriad farming techniques. Indeed, the wealth of knowledge she has shared with the other farmers is what has allowed this place to flourish. Queen's Fee, what do I owe the sudden shower of praise? My apologies for the interruption. I am come with guests from beyond the barrier. They wish to learn more of Alexandria, and so I invited them to see how our crops are grown. I do hope that's all right. So the rumors from visitors to the outside were true. What manner of hosts would we be to deny them a look around? And I gather your majesty also intend to check on things here? You know me too well, Mahusha. I thought to seize the opportunity to see how the farmers fare, and perhaps pepper them with a few questions. Although I do enjoy observing and taking part in the work too. It would appear we have her permission, so please walk the ground to your heart's content. You go on ahead. I'll keep Sphene company. Don't misunderstand, I'm not the suspicious type, but given our positions, it would make sense for us to go around together, wouldn't you say? A fair point, but be sure not to let me out of your sight. I shall remain under Wicklamont's watchful eye. Pray, come find us after you've seen your fill and spoken with the other farmhands. Oh, we gotta go to the other side. This music sounds like it could be out of a Mass Effect game. Light levels appear to be fine. As for the power source... Huh. You wish to know about my job? I tend to the fields mostly, watering the crops, keeping the soil fertile, and so on. It admittedly took some time until I fully understood how best to carry out my duties. I also manage the lamps we use in the fields. We do our best to keep everything up to code, but should they ever start to malfunction, it's up to me to fix them. The land and sky being what they are, ensuring a rich harvest makes for constant work, but honestly I enjoy how involved the process is. Both my parents being Alexandrian, I didn't grow up knowing much anything about farming. Every day is an opportunity to learn and grow. Huh, an unfamiliar face. Gather this your first time on site then? Oh, well, this is the storehouse, or rather the entrance. The real storehouse is underground, much more spacious and equipped with a temperature regulation system to keep the harvest from spoiling. Since the entrance is so small, it's much easier to prevent wild beasts from wandering inside, which also makes it a valuable facility for breeding and raising livestock. We've even got a few beds down there for emergencies. My parents often complain how Alexandrian technology and electro complicate our lives, but it's just a matter of learning how things work. Take my job for instance. I'm presently overseeing the storage of harvest crops. They'll be taken up to the tower for processing, and from there find their way to every dining table in Alexandria. The work is hard, I will not deny, but I take great satisfaction in what we do. Those dodos? Or cockatrices? They're saying that you and yours are visitors from beyond the barrier. That true? So it is, which means we're connected to the outside world again. Not that I have a desire to leave, mind you. I'm quite content with life here in Alexandria. Considering that aside, you're here to observe our work, right? As you can see, I'm in charge of livestock. Here at UPA's Halo, we produce not only fruits and vegetables, but also meat, poultry, and eggs. Tending to the animals is an absolute joy, but I have to be careful not to grow attached. It's always a little sad when they're shipped off, but a job's a job. I need to get back to it. It was nice talking to you. Please give my regards to the Queen. Everything feels so creepy. A pickup truck. Oh no, it's wait. I guess, yeah, it's like a tractor of some kind. It's a shame Kona's not here to see all these bizarre contraptions. I see. Don't be too hard on yourself. Anyone would have been hard-pressed to deal with such a thing. Oh, welcome back. My apologies for failing to notice your return. I gather you've had your fill of speak with the farmers, then let us return to Mahusa. Well, what are your impressions of the farm? A curious observation. Do you not love your own work? Oh, but I jest. It's true that people on the outskirts seem the most fulfilled. Always, they try to take their duties with good cheer. And what do you think of our little tour, Lamati? Whoa, what the whoa? Well, what did you call me? Was that inappropriate? My apologies. I heard the others call you by that name and I thought... No, it's fine. As you said before, we have no need for titles and formalities. She's gonna be like our final boss or something. As for my thoughts, I was very impressed. That machines could be used to overcome so harsh an environment is amazing. I've never seen anything like it. The feeling is understandable. Indeed, many still find the machinery behind me baffling. It's a system that controls the distribution of water for the fields and livestock. It's been acting up lately, though. Acting up, you say? Needn't worry, my queen. Happens fairly often. Put simply, it's taken in water and that had a strong lightning charge. We think some creatures may have become charged up with the energy and they're released into the rivers used as a source. The system will return the normal if the creatures were dealt with, but I'm reluctant to beg it of the army. Guess I know what I'm about to do. We could take care of it if you like. That's most gracious of you to offer, but it's much too dangerous. Oh, it's no trouble for the vow of resolve at Tulialo. Regardless of how the relationship between our nations may develop, if there are people in need, I want to help. Simple as that. And Soren's even stronger than I am. Shouldn't take us long at all. And very well, I gratefully accept. Please take all care. This ought to go even faster if you and I search for the lightning charged fiends on our own. Good hunting. I was expecting one to be directly behind it. Where? Oh! Alright, one down. Oh, can I not? Oh, come on. There's a gap there. Killing the Thunder Spirit with all the lightning attacks. And this will bring me probably within 1,000,000 to next level. Almost at 100. Probably hitting level 99 before I go to sleep tonight. The rate this is going. you're both all right, thank goodness. You really needn't have worried so much. We barely broke a sweat dealing with the fiends. They're all gone now. Of course I was worried. You're my dear guests. But thank you. We truly appreciate this. Indeed. With this, we won't have to ask the Royal Jaws machines for help. He's been making a concerted effort to bolster his forces, sparing but a fraction for the people's protection. Wow, what a shock. He thinks nothing of our safety, unlike Queen Sphene. That's enough, Mahusha. If you have grievances, I'll hear them later. But to speak of the king now... No, she's right. He's never been one to look after his people. Anyway, thanks for lending us to the farm. The folk here are delightful. It's a pleasure to meet them. You couldn't have favored us with more uplifting words. My people are my pride and joy. And you never failed to let us know nor how much you care. Of course, you're my precious family. All of you. You seem a good sport, Sphene, that I'll admit. But you'll forgive me if I'm not ready to lower my guard for the enemy queen just yet. For you to be called that, I dread to imagine what villainy your majesty has committed. Come now, this is no laughing matter. The ruler is responsible for the welfare of countless lives, and one wrong decision can lead to untold suffering. Failure is unconscionable. Now, I believe we're done with the farm. Let's move on, shall we? Alright, so I'm 1.5 million away. If I'm reading that right. Almost 1.6, so this one won't do it. Perhaps we should head back to the outskirts? I dare say your friends will also have returned by now. My thanks again for dealing with the fiends. Come visit us anytime. I still want to know what is on the side of their heads. There's so much of Alexandria I'd love to show you. Do you hear that? No, I don't.
What's happening over there?
It's nearly time.
For the other shoe to drop.
I'm glad you could make it. Are you with us?
Queen Sphene's come to see you.
It's the handmaiden. Or not the handmaiden, the... Yep, it's her.
We're here, Namika.
Namika, yes.
Everything is going to be all right. What's the matter, dear?
It can't be. That's the bangle I gave to Namika.
You know her?
Of course I know her. She was like a mother to me.
I see. She was always willing to lend a kindly ear to others, but rarely did she ever speak of herself.
Is it really you?
She must have arrived shortly before the barrier manifested. For us, it was perhaps days, but for her...
Oh man, this is hitting harder than it needs to.
Namika, it's me. Wuklamat.
I'm afraid her time with us is nearly at an end.
Has she no more soul cells?
She always used hers sparingly, but at her age, it wouldn't make a difference.
Soul cells.
Ma'am, the ushers have arrived.
What the hell is going on?
Thank you, Namika, for your many years of friendship. Take comfort in the knowledge that this is not the end. Be not afraid. Your memory will live on, in us.
It's
Living on
Yakui.
in memory. The giants
Yeah.
share a similar belief.
Wait, where are you taking her?
Worry not. She is being escorted to a medical facility in the tower. There we will ease her burden. I had hoped to make arrangements for her sooner, but she wished to remain here for as long as possible. I could not bring myself to refuse her.
Jeepers.
Is there any way I might stay with her for a little while longer? We may not share the same blood, but she was my mother. Please.
Let us give them some time alone.
Damn. I have a feeling this is gonna not be
She
something
didn't
pleasant.
speak, but I'm grateful that I could be with her at the end. Thank you.
It's not the end.
Hmm?
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking that we have much to discuss. Where shall we begin?
The thing on everybody's heads,
With
soul
what we can
cells,
be reasonably certain of.
everything
perhaps.
else, please.
Between what we have witnessed and the testimony of Alexandria's inhabitants, it's safe to say that two distinct lands have indeed become one. What's more, having met Namika, there is no denying the divergence in the passage of time. Taken together, these phenomena strongly suggest that some manner of cross-rift displacement has occurred. Specifically, the displacement of Alexandria from another reflection to the source.
It does seem the most likely explanation.
What perplexes me, however, is the scale of said displacement. It far exceeds what could conceivably be achieved with a Void Gate, or even with the Crystal Tower.
Yeah, what is going
In essence, we are dealing with a localized instance of dimensional compression. The Ascians would no doubt liken it to a rejoining. Which invites the question, how was such a feat accomplished?
I wish that I had an answer for you, but this talk of reflections and dimensions is well beyond my understanding. I can only tell you that we lived peacefully under the barrier's protection for many, many years, until the day that peace was suddenly broken. If I may clarify, the barrier predates Alexandria's displacement.
By several hundred years, yes. To when the continent we call home was ravaged by a devastating cataclysm. The barrier was erected to isolate us from the surrounding land's noxious influence.
I see. And it was only later that it was whisked away, along with its contents, by means unknown.
In other words, Sphene's as lost as the rest of us, right? The Alexandrians didn't mean to end up in Tural.
But of course, our next stop ought to be Everkeep.
Okay.
That tower over
Yeah,
yonder.
you're hiding something.
Once you have been registered as my guests, you will have access to Solution 9 and its residential district, where you will doubtless gain invaluable insight into Alexandria's state of affairs. Unfortunately, I cannot take you directly to where Zoralja resides.
That you'd let us in it all goes a long way toward proving you're not content to let Zoralja do as he pleases. But we're not talking about a simple difference of opinion here.
Right.
I've come to avenge my father. And to do so, I intend to take Zoralja's life. Are you willing to stand by and allow Alexandria's king to be slain?
A fair question. Permit me to answer it thus. My people come first. Their welfare is paramount. I will do everything in my power to keep them from harm. It is a ruler's duty. Now, I am off to register you at Everkeep. It may take some time, but you shall find the entrance open to you in due course. Oh, and ere I forget, your mother, Kafkiwa, you might try the Thunder Yards to the east.
The Thunder Yards? Is that where she is?
What is
I'm
going
afraid
on
I
here?
can say no more than that. Make for the Thunder Yards, and all will be made clear.
What
It's
are
not as if we have other pressing business. Not until we can get into this Everkeep anyway. Thank you for earlier. And for being a friend to Namika these past 30 years. It means a lot to me.
Namika? I'm sorry, but I don't know who you mean.
What?
What? We were just with her. If this is some sort of a joke, it isn't funny.
That thing fucked with his brain.
I don't mean to give offense, but I honestly have no idea who you are talking about. I'm sorry.
That's what?
How can you not know who she is? You're in charge here. She was under your care.
Then in all likelihood, my memories of her have been stored in the cloud.
I'm sorry, what?
Any person seemingly forgotten without reason is probably there, in the cloud. Oh, I really must be getting back to work. If you'll excuse me.
There's storing people in the cloud? What the fuck? Is that what Solution 9 is? The cloud? What the This is, yeah, it's very unsettling, no joke. We'll see how it is with other people. As far as I could tell, Pepoane genuinely had no recollection of Namika. Never seen her hurt anything like this before. What's going on? How can Pepoane suddenly forget about Namika? It's as if he never knew her. Could the same thing have happened to others as well, I wonder? There's only one way to find out. Let's make inquiries about Namika at the area. We can reconvene later at the 8th raid. I wonder if that's why nobody knows about Aaronville's mom. She might be dead too. And these Thunderfields are a burial ground. Nobody's gonna know. Old woman named Kanika, I'm sorry, I don't know that person. Yep. Not a soul is gonna remember her. This is weird. Do I know a Namika? Never met anyone by that name, and I've worked at the outskirts for a good while. Spent time I would remember. What the They're saying that's not the end, and the memories will live on, but nobody remembers a damn thing? I do recall caring for someone so recently. You said it was a woman named Namika? I can't say for certain it was her. I wouldn't worry. I'm sure she's just been taken up to the cloud. Okay. I don't like this. Alright, let's actually, don't forget to do this. Oh, it's a gemstone trader too. Forecast terminal. Let me guess, it's just gonna say it's gonna be lightning and shit. Oh, well, it'll show everybody. Oh, it'll go from rumble static to fog. Okay, I did, yes, okay. So it was the same for everyone. Not a single person remembers Namika. It's as if the memory of her has been purged from their minds. While such a thing might be done with magic, to alter the memories of somebody at once would be a tremendous undertaking. We would have felt a surge of ether corresponding to the Act 2, and I sensed none in that moment. Neither did I, but I did know something else. Right before Pepoane seemingly forgot, a light in the device on his head began to blink. Could there be connection? Someone also said something about soul cells. But who might we ask about this? If we continue making such inquiries, I expect we'd only cause confusion. Indeed, if we can't readily solve the mystery about Namika, perhaps we could first for Kadquika instead? I forgot how they pronounce her name already. Sven said we had to try the Thunder Yards. It should be in this direction. Impossible. Huh. Another kind of mechanical soldier? It looks dangerous. We better destroy it. Ah! Should we give chase? I think it understood our words. It might be worth asking us some questions. Aaronville, you're alright? You look like you've seen a ghost. It's nothing. I'm fine. Well, it went off in the direction we're headed anyway, so let's try to track it down. Cross the bridge first. It's gonna be, yeah, I think the device is its mother. Or is this what it looks like when somebody goes to the cloud? You found it? To the northeast. Then must be bound for the mines. Come on then. Could well be a trap, so let's not rush too quickly. Spring the trap, who cares? Oh, more thunder spirits. I think it's safe to assume I went into the mines. No coal mine. Appears to be long since abandoned like so many other places. So stones in this crate. Could it be turquoise? So I went in there. I heard faint voices coming from inside. So it's not alone. But we're still going in, of course. This may be a trap. Be ready for a fight, everyone. How convenient for the ether current. It would appear no one's worked these tunnels in some time. I'm not worried. Kind of improvised countless times before, after all. Excuse me, goodness, I'm gonna have to go to bed soon. But I want to know what's going on so bad. And I'm like this close to level 99 on top of that. Oh, we already talked to her. The tunnel just keeps going. The device made with electrodes seems to be the only one here. I could hear them. Several people up ahead. Can't make out the conversation with the echoing. Let's keep going. Stay on your guard.
What is this?
Arenville!
A trap?
It really is you!
Huh?
I think that's a good summary of the zone.
I just had to get a look at you in the light. And I can still hardly believe my eyes. But it is you, my darling Elanaspia!
What the fuck?
My darling, what now?
Oh, it's so good to see you, my fuzzy little bun bun.
Fun bun.
But what are you doing here? What brings you all this way?
Yeah, fuzzy little bun bun.
Why the long face? Aren't you happy to see me after all this time?
I know that laugh anywhere. Mother?
Wait. Since when was your mother a weird floating thing?
Exactly what's going on.
And what have we here? Say, aren't you Galoo Jaja's kitten? I knew I recognized that adorable fuzzy face.
What the heck?
Elanaspia was always so excited whenever you invited him over to play. You remember me, I hope?
I can't say that I do, but you know my father?
Appearances notwithstanding, it would seem this is my mother, Kafkiwa.
Katsukiwa.
I'm sorry?
Oh, this won't do. Come Come in. Come in. Friends of my MSQ are always welcome.
All I ask is a little forewarning, but no.
This is all weird.
Just when I thought I was starting to get a handle on this place. How are things still getting stranger?
This is very Garlemald vibes with the music. Yeah, it's a jam. The Elegance have machines that can be controlled remotely. Is she using something similar to communicate with us? I can't say I understand what's going on, but at least Kakua is safe. Aaronville's mother is a floating machine. Right, that makes about as much sense as everything else thus far. Oh, hello? Lo-fi Final Fantasy. As far as I can tell, this is indeed my mother. I can think of few people in the world quite so spirited. As to what's happened, we'll need to ask her. This will ding me to 99 right here. Let's hear what she has to say. It's so wonderful to meet you all. The students of Baldessian. It's been a while since I heard that name. Dare I ask the reason for your appearance? Oh, this is just a body that I control remotely. I use this for our operations. We're members of a resistance organization. Oblivion, we call ourselves. And our goal is to thwart Zorolja's ambitions for conquest. As the leader, it's prudent that I remain where I can't be easily found. Well, at least she's not dead. I see. Whimsical appearances notwithstanding, yours is a serious cause. Right you are. Truth be told, Oblivion was founded for an altogether different purpose. And that is? As I expect you already noticed, everything you see within this dome, the buildings, the people, the very earth beneath our feet is a fusion between two worlds. Oh, I just noticed they don't have the thing on their heads. Stopping such a fusion was Oblivion's original mission. Does that mean you know who or what is responsible for it? I'm afraid not. This was a long time ago, and our mission statement has become more of a legend that's passed down to members. By the time we joined, our sole objective was stopping Zorulja. We failed to do that, and now he's taking his army outside the dome. None of you wear those strange devices on your heads. Does that have something to do with your work? You mean this? It's a regulator, the pinnacle of electrope technology. And that we don't wear, it is indeed related to our operations. What exactly does it do? Now I'm getting this question answered. Allow me to explain. Regulators have two primary functions. The first, as the name suggests, is the regulation of the wearer's reserve of souls. Should they die, the regulator expends the soul to bring them back to life. Reserve, so, oh, wait a second. This is where people never die comes in. You mean people walk around carrying spare souls? They do. Souls are packaged in cells, and they can be used to replenish the life force that is lost due to sudden death, such as in accidents. They do nothing for those who die of old age, though. Distribution of soul cells is based on one's work evaluation to encourage exemplary performance when fulfilling their duties. That's why everybody loves their job. Souls is a common resource and payment for services rendered. The void sent practice consuming others for their ether comes to mind. And similarly, I expect that act has some risk. That's exactly what I was thinking of. Miss you, Zero. Yeah, because that was the risk. That is prevented through memory management, a process which the regulators also play a role. Memory management? Then the reason everybody forgotten Namika's existence. The regulators are constantly recording the memories of their wearer. So if they should suddenly die, their memories can be refreshed as part of the restoration process. This is how they preserve one's identity and sense of self. However, the regulators are also triggered when someone else dies. Reason being is that regulators forcibly extract memories relating to the deceased from anyone wearing one. It's horrible. They do such a thing. It's a kindness bestowed upon the people by Everkeep's core system, so that no one has to suffer the pain of loss. So this is what is meant by their memories being in the cloud. Indeed, all memories of the deceased are wiped from the minds of people and archived in the system. It's a frightening function of the regulators and an integral step in soul cell production. Jeez. This went heavy. You see, when a person dies of natural causes, their soul is temporarily housed within the regulator. It's then delivered to a facility where memories are separated from the soul. The result is a fresh soul cell, free of impurities, ready for distribution and consumption. So that's what they were sucking out of people. They were making soul cells. Jeez. Meanwhile, Meanwhile, the memories are stored in the core system to be remembered forever. And this is why people are happy here? On the surface, it's similar to the Yokoi philosophy, but I see nothing noble or comforting in it. Well, it doesn't seem so terrible to me personally. All comes down to what you're used to, I suppose. That's pretty sad. Like the bear encasing Alexandria, this system was created to overcome the calamity that transformed the world hundreds of years ago. Amidst the mounting death toll, scientists used electrobe to diverse a means to save what lives they could so that the nation could endure. I understand the people of Alexandria did what they believed was best to save their people. I just find it hard to believe that Turali would also accept this way of living. It came to a shock to us as well. In fact, a great many were opposed to it. Which is why the use of regulators was never compulsory. The people have always been free to go without them if they so wish. This fiend didn't strike me as the sort of ruler to impose her will on others. Ah, so you've already met. She's the one who suggested we come to the Thunder Yards in the first place. She said she wants to help us stop the Rulja. Awfully kind of her to point you in my direction, and to speak so candidly as well. Whatever her motives, she has given people the choice. Live with the risk of true death or security of the regulators. Everything that lives must someday die. That is the natural order of things. Quite right, but however you feel about them, it would be easier to understand what the regulators are capable of if you saw it for yourself. I know just the person to show you, and as luck would have it, they should be starting work right about now. Who are we going to see exactly? Come with me, you'll find out. Oh my. This is nostalgia? This is wild. I'm still just absolutely flabbergasted right now. The amount of lore and the dark side of it that just got dumped. So those regulators are blamed for everyone forgetting Namika, forgetting the wonderful person she was. We're to see how the regulators work, but how? I'm sorry, but I can't just accept the ideals of using souls as a resource. What does she intend to show us? To alter the memories of the populace with such precision is no small feat. Everyone here? Good. It is the responsibility of the Thunder Yards hunters to fell any fiends found wandering the area. We're to meet an acquaintance of mine, Strika, one of these hunters. wondering why this place is called Heritage Fountain, though. Judging by his name, I take this facility is for gathering lightning energy. What do you think of this box? I'm guessing food. Of course you would. Striker will show you what life can be like wearing a regulator. Let's get this over with. I'm not blind to the potential benefits for these regulators. The risk inherent of giving another party the power to alter your memories cannot be overstated. Never mind the ethical consideration of using souls in such a fashion. This definitely feels like a take on Terra. Of gathering souls to put into the hollow shells of bodies. Kakuika, what are you doing here with so many friends? Apologies for the interruption, but I was hoping they might have observed you at work. Hunting, you mean? That's fine, I guess. Hold on. I assumed they were wearing special regulators like Fiend's crown. Oh, so she does have one, but they aren't wearing anything at all. It's much too dangerous to be here without one. What if they're struck by lightning or attacked by beasts? I assure you, they're quite capable of looking after themselves. Should anything go amiss, I'll take full responsibility. Well, don't say I didn't warn you. Danger aside, there really isn't much to see. Kakchuya said that you're a hunter. Wouldn't it be easier for those mechanical soldiers to guard this place? It would, if not for the fact they're weak to lightning. The Thunderyard being what it is, they've been ordered to steer clear. Some good they are, eh? Bet these facilities are vital to the upkeeping of Alexandria's infrastructure, so it falls on hunters like me to deal with any fiends. Given the danger, we're well compensated for our work. It's a perfect profession for anyone looking to build up savings. The special selection of souls for hunters isn't terrible either. I brought this lot here to see this danger you speak of, and it's not too much trouble to ask. Of course. In which case, it'd be a shame to waste my efforts on any old beast. You can all handle yourselves in a fight, right? If you cause a ruckus slaying what critters you see nearby, there's a chance to draw out something worthy of a demonstration. What is going on? I'm not sure I understand, but I suppose we should slay what we can. Alright, let's see what pops up. Charge, bolt, Oh. This one will do nicely. We'll help you. It's fine, really. I face worse. Just watch. I don't like the looks of this. Let us help. Oh no. Look out! Ah! Preserve. She needs healing. That was embarrassing. The master caught me off guard. You mad? Seriously, let us help. I told you not to worry. This will only take a moment. Just like Zorulja. Well, let's get out of here. That is also a function of the regulator? I think I understand now how Zorulja was able to return from the dead and defeat Papa, but I'm not sure what we saw at the end there. As soon as the regulator turned red, it's like you were possessed. Your movements became beast-like. Don't tell me. You empowered yourself with the soul of a beast. I'm reminded of the serpentine soldier we encountered at Vanguard who did the same. Ah, so you crossed past one of the king's elite. Such a form can only be achieved from gorging yourself on souls. We could do the same in theory, but it's incredibly dangerous. Besides, it's not if they'd allow hunters to carry that many souls to begin with. Well, I should be getting back to work. Take care. And there you have it. Regulators can be loaded with two kinds of souls. Those of people and those of beasts. The souls of people can be used to grant the user preternatural strength. Naturally, they can also be used to ensure no one suffers an untimely death. And what about the souls of beasts? They work much in the same fashion, imbuing the strength of the chosen animal. If, for example, you use the soul of the wolf, you would grow more agile and feral, as you saw with Strika. Using several of the same type at once, however, will result in physical changes. Your teeth might become fangs, your nails claws. Too many and you'll become more beast than man. Changing one's form through the souls of other beings, it becomes more and more reminiscent of Void Scent. Yet unlike the Void, where the cycle of death and rebirth is simply broken, souls here are forcibly taken before they might reach the ethereal sea. Different means to achieve similar ends. A cycle to which all within the dome are bound. This is wrong. This is all wrong. It is indeed hard to accept being so far removed from our own beliefs. Perhaps what's shocking is that the technology to achieve all this was developed hundreds of years ago? Civilizations and the reflections are surprising indeed. Well, definitely got a lot of explanations. Oh, I'm gonna decline this. So I wanted to talk to everybody else. Sphene speaks of lived experiences that suggest she's far older than she appears. Considering the power of these regulators, perhaps not so far-fetched. I've never seen it for myself. Excuse me. The sight of beast soul is potent enough that a single soul is enough to introduce a monstrous transformation. I understand this is part of the culture, but it's no less disconcerting. I haven't seen the beauty of the ethereal sea firsthand. I simply can't accept what they've done here in Alexandria. When MSQ spoke of surprising civilizations and other reflections, I wonder if he had Alexandria in mind. While we all have our thoughts and souls, the important thing is we know what powers the Rolja has at its disposal. It's one thing to separate corporal ether from incorporeal ether, but to strip memories from the soul entirely is unprecedented technology. This is no longer only Tuliolo's concern. With his newfound powers, the Rolja has become a real threat to the entire world. Indeed, he has to be stopped no matter what the cost. Here comes level 99. Oh, a lot of things getting added to the Enemy Codex. Regulators give Zordalzad a frightful advantage, and that's just one of the devices he's gotten his hands on. Before to have a chance of defeating him, we have to learn all we can about the technology he has at his disposal. Sphene looks to be of an age with Alizé and Wuklamant, but I wonder if these regulars have anything to do with that. I bet they do. Yeah, okay. Hey, we get cake. I trust you gained insight into the use of souls in Alexandria. It's shocking, I know. I was overwhelmed myself at first. I'd expect you need time to digest it all. But for now, let's head back to Earth and Sky. At this rate. There's something I want to discuss with everyone. Let's take a moment before we head in the tunnel. This is all definitely quite a lot to take in. We're going to get past this story beat now. I think it's going to be time for bed for me. This as well, tis well we see first-hand regulators are used to draw upon even the souls of fiends. I shudder to imagine how powerful Zorija could become. What does Lamini wish to discuss, I wonder? think everyone has lived here for 30 years, long enough to be accustomed to the way of life. I understand the argument we should keep an open mind if this practice is integral to the culture, but every fiber of my being rails against it. Right there with you, Alize. This is disturbing. I'm sorry for delaying us, but I have some thoughts I need to share. In both technology and values, it's plain there's a wide gulf between Tuliolo and Alexandria. And while Zarulja knows everything about us, we hardly know anything about what he's become. Indeed, we haven't even seen what lies within that enormous tower, Everkeep. So here I'd like to make a proposal. That is, we work with Chalua and Prepo. I forgot the name, pronunciation. We need to learn as much as we can about the enemy. The quickest way is to join hands with Oblivion. We've only just met them, I know, and we shouldn't be too quick to trust, but the fact remains they share our desire to stop Drulja. Sphene too claims to be at odds with the King of Resolve. May I ask why you would want to cooperate with the Philippian instead? It's simple, really. Their leader is Erenvil's mother. Meanwhile, whatever Sphene may feel, she's a ruler of this nation. There's greater risk in working with her, and less reason to take her into work. A fair point. In knowing Zarulja, we must assume that his arrangement with Sphene was not made without some consideration. All I know is that it would be heartening to have allies in this strange realm. I think everyone would agree that any help we can get would be welcome. Hold on. There's no guarantee it's actually my mother behind the machine. Without seeing her in the flesh, we can't rule out the possibility of a ploy. If it turns out to be a trap, we endanger not only ourselves, but everyone in Tuliolo. As you say, we have no proof that it's really Chalua, but I make my proposal in full awareness of this. Whether we're going to war or striving for peace, we need to learn as much as we can. Otherwise, we can't hope to do anything meaningful. As it stands, we know too little about this realm. We need to remedy that. We need to study the enemy, and when the time comes, strike down Zarulja for good and all. What's more, I trust you, Erenvil. You've always had great instincts, honed from your time training under your mother. What if I'm wrong? What if sentiment is clouding my judgment? Yeah, whatever. That's always the way of it with you. Fine, if you're set on this, I'll say no more. Then it's settled. Let's head inside and secure ourselves some new allies. I probably should have hopped on the chocobo. Unaccustomed to seeing her make decisions like a ruler. Better that than her former facilitating self, though. With resources at their disposal, I'm hopeful that Chalua and her people will make great allies. The vow of resolve is possessed of conviction and flexibility both. If the tales are true, she learned much in the course of the rites of succession. While I'm all for Zillion with Zarulja, we need to consider how our actions may affect ordinary Alexandrians. They're not the enemy, after all. I agree with Wuklaman. It's a gamble regardless of whether or not we choose to work with the people here, but more knowledge is better than less. Chalua, there's something I need to tell you and your people. Come here for no other reason than to sight down Zarulja. But I thought he was your brother. Do you really mean to kill your own kin? My kin invaded our nation and murdered our people. As vow of resolve, it falls to me to bring them to account. I am prepared to do what I must, and I won't hesitate when the time comes. Like us, you and yours oppose the rule job. In light of this, I propose we work together to stop him once and for all. Ooh! I realize that this is sudden, that it's a gamble to trust someone you've only met, but I would trust the conviction of anyone who shares my goals. So fight with me, I beg you. As you say, our goals align, and I don't doubt your resolve in the least. If you hadn't proposed working together, I would have done so instead. Truth be told, it's tough going it alone. While we've gathered ample intelligence, we don't have strength to take decisive action. Besides, how can we not trust you? My only son is with you. My fussy little bun. He's all the reason I need. That's decided. Here's to a fruitful collaboration. Thank you, Cho'ua. Everyone. Together we'll achieve great things, I'm sure of it. Then let's not waste any time. We've been wondering about Zorulja's whereabouts. Is there a palace inside that tower? After a fashion, the king resides in the uppermost level. But while King's Fiend has a penchant for going out in public, he seldom shows himself. What's more, his movements are highly classified. Not even his commanders are privy to that information. If anyone knows where he is at a given time, it could only be the Queen. Even if we don't know his whereabouts, Zorulja will eventually march into Tuliolo again. That's when we can go after him. The drawback is that we'd have to wait for the invasion to begin. Innocents would be put in harm's way. There's also the possibility that he'll leave everything to his minions and not command the army in person. He already said as much. Take the fight to him. No, he'll take the field. What makes you so certain? My brother is always here to surpass our father. That's why he attacked Tuliolo. After waiting for 30 years, the first thing he wanted to do was demonstrate his newfound strength. But killing Papa didn't satisfy him, so now he's bent on proving himself stronger than me and Kona, who bested him in the right of succession. He challenged me to strike him down. He wants a duel to show everyone he's superior to the Dawn Servant. He won't let his minions deprive him of the pleasure. Then why hasn't he appeared and given you your chance? Surely he's aware of our presence here. At that I could only guess. Perhaps he wants to dazzle us with his wondrous wand. Even if he won't deign to appear, then we'll force him to do so. Even as we gather intelligence, we make no move to attack him, show absolutely no interest in a confrontation. Knowing him, he'll tire of waiting and turn his attention to Kona instead. He'll attack Tuliolo again like he said he would. I see. If you believe this, Sebastian Troge, we have no objections. Any campaign against Tuliolo requires that Zorulja lead his forces through Vanguard. We have lookouts to keep an eye on it day and night. Such a strategy is certainly viable. If we're proceeding with it, though, we should warn those outside. Indeed, they'll need time to prepare their defenses. I should be guided to coordinate our efforts. I'm already in regular contact with Isola, and will make sure to keep our comrades apprised of developments. You can leave Vanguard to us. We'll send word at the first sign of movement. It seems we have a plan. We'll wait for Zorulja to move. You do well to, while we wait for Zorulja to move, you do well to prepare for battle. And it begins to familiarize yourself with the technology that empowers them. To that end, I'll show you to Oblivion's main headquarters. Oh, I thought this place was it. You'd be impressed to know that we're located right inside that tower, in the residential district of Solution 9. hiding a tree in the forest, as it were. The only question is how to get you through the checkpoint. About that, Sphene said she'd make it so we can enter without issue. She did? Curious. She's not supposed to have such authority over sentries. If I recall correctly, her words was that she would register us as guests. I see. Perhaps we're in the clear then. When you're ready, come meet me at the tower entrance. Before you head out, get us a moment to introduce ourselves properly, eh? After all, names are good to know when working together. Alright, if we're going to Solution 9, I'm actually going to want to see it. Give me 1 second, though. I need to clear my nose. Much better. I can breathe now. It's eerie hearing my mother's voice come from that peculiar machine. Said this in the main headquarters. I can't imagine what the actual place is like. The intelligence that Chua and her people possess will be very useful to our efforts. Suggests me or Aaronville and Chua complete opposites in personality. Until you make new friends there in the tower, I can't help but feel a little excited. If Chua trusts you, so can we. Nice to meet you. While Oblivion has operatives all over, we're the main crew here. I'm Geo, the leader of this hideout, and the dependable young twins behind me are Nostalgia and Wayakoi. I'm Nostalgia, pleasure to meet you. My sister and I were born and raised inside the barrier. We've been there with Oblivion for 3 years, and our main duties are surveillance and provisioning. Twins, eh? That explains the resemblance. Wayakoi is Tonawatuan name, unless I'm mistaken. That's right. Our mother is Tuliolan, and our father is Alexandrian. They wanted to honor both cultures. They're beautiful names. Thank you. Though I have no memories of my mother, I like to think I carry a part of her with me. So what made you decide to join Oblivion? We wanted to avenge our father. Ambrose was his name, and years ago he was taken away after a scuffle with a soldier over a disagreement. It was a minor incident, so at first we clung to the hope that he'd be released. But when months went by with no word from or about him, we made the decision to remove our regulators. We had already lost the memories of our mother. We didn't want to lose those of our father as well. They've all forgotten about him now. Everyone who had known him. That bastard. Even here he thinks nothing of his own people. Sometime later we were approached by a member of Oblivion. Hoping to get justice for our father, we joined the Order. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to darken the mood. Everything's been dark in here. It ain't that big of a deal. No, I appreciate you sharing this. Together we'll avenge your father. Thank you. Something tells me you have what it takes. Introduce yourself too. Go on. Pretty much same story for me. And while my name is Tonawatan name, I haven't defined this idea how things are outside the barrier. It's my dream to go see it with my own eyes, our mother's homeland. Once peace is restored, you must come and visit. The wilds are beautiful, the food delicious, and everyone's so nice. You'll love it. And that's us here. You'll meet the others in the back room. That's our headquarters. Some of them are a little eccentric, but they have good hearts all. Ellen Shipia, one last thing. This isn't exactly my place to say this, but thank you for seeking out Chakchulia. She talks about you so much, it's clear how important you are to her. That's all. Be good to Mother while you still can, eh? Oh, I'll let you go now. Feel free to use the item as you like. It's a quick quest. But meanwhile, in Everkeep, now we're gonna find out Sphene is double-crossing us. It's a lot of souls.
You've been consulting with Wook Lamont. No matter. I do not know what you are scheming. But when your realm lay on the brink, you were powerless. You had no choice but to turn to me. Whatever sentiment you may feel for her, it is my power you require. Is it not?
Perhaps. And yet, knowing the love that Wook Lamont bears for her people, how she regards them all as kin, I cannot help but wish to spare her the same pain I have suffered. What's more, her friends possess new knowledge. Were we to work together, we might find another path.
Yeah, you made the deal with the devil, though.
I know you're loath to consider it, but is there no hope for peace with Tuliolo? What we've already done may be unforgivable, but it needn't continue. You needn't kill your brother and sister.
I slew my only flesh and blood. Yet you attempt to sway me with an appeal to family. The memory of my father's final moments still fills me with disappointment. Age came for him before I did. For long years, I sought to prove the miracle. And weak as he was, defeating him achieved nothing.
He bested you before you used your fancy shit.
To kill them is my only recourse. Wook Lamont and Kona, who bested him as he was in his prime.
They are still your siblings, even if not by blood. That such bonds should mean so little to you.
I am bound to no one. Serve none save myself. I made that clear when first you spoke to me in the Golden City. Remember, I can easily kill your beloved family. If you would protect them, cast aside any foolish notions. Your wisdom and abilities are valuable insofar as our goals align. So think well before you act, Queen of Reason.
Maybe she is on our side.
Wook Lamont, if you are father's worthy successor, then you will find your way to me. But should you fall short, I will lay waste to Tuliolal.
All because he didn't win the right of succession.
What now?
Nostalgia and Wild Cave remind me of Alphino and myself. Similar but so different. We should chat sometime, trade twin tales. Make so amount of courage to pull Zorulja and his army. The members of Oblivion must be driven indeed. By the way, you want to watch yourselves around the mechanical soldiers roaming outside. Their malfunction may attack unprovoked. Long last raiding the tower. Not that I'm signing anybody. Not unduly. 12 help her if she's mentioned anything embarrassing. Right, Chelu is waiting. Let's head to the tower. Why do I have this feeling we're not going to get in? I'm hoping we do, because I would love to see Solution 9. Oh, there's a couple things I'll have to trigger later. Just want to go to Solution 9. Let's see if it happens. Ah, there you are. If Queen Sphene has registered its guests, you should be able to march right in. And if she hasn't, then you may have a swarm of Zoraljaw's minions to deal with. Nothing for it but to see if Sphene has betrayed us, huh? Thank you for your diligent servants, friends. My companion and I'd like to pass, if you'd be so kind. Outrunner guide unit identified. Registration number verified. 6 accompanying civilians identified. Verifying credentials. Credentials verified. Welcome, guests of Queen Sphene. Want to get to see Solution 9 tonight? What a relief. There you have it. Seems the Queen was true to her word. Now follow me, everyone. Solution 9 awaits.
Everkeep, a tower of electrope piercing a perpetual shroud of storm clouds. Occupying the 9th level of this 12-tiered structure is a residential district called Solution 9. In so naming their home, what hopes did its founders harbor for it? And did it prove the answer they sought?
Absolutely wild.
Spectacular, isn't it? There are more districts throughout the tower, including industrial ones, but Solution 9 is the largest.
Just being here makes my head spin.
Perfectly natural reaction. A city of shimmering electrope, replete with strange technologies that cater to every conceivable need. We never dreamed the life back home in Tuliolo.
I was half right about Solution 9 being the Golden City.
Now, while I go and explain the situation to those in the back room, why not take a moment to explore? I believe lived experiences are far more educational than dry explanations. And you want to know more about Sphene and Zoraljaw's dominion, do you not?
Yeah, pretty much, especially in this place.
I had a feeling you'd be keen.
Just to confirm, while we have been allowed inside, are we also permitted to roam?
Absolutely. As Fiend's registered guest, you'll find you're exempt from the sentry scrutiny. Ah, the elevator to the uppermost level. I wouldn't go near that. But other areas should be fine provided you act like you belong.
All right then, we'll show ourselves around.
Yes. Familiarizing ourselves with the technology here will help us prepare for the battles to come.
Try not to enjoy yourselves too much, or you're liable to attract attention.
Once you've explored to your satisfaction, come to the entrance to True View in the eastern sector. The way from there is a little complicated, so I'll send someone to guide you.
Understood. We'll see you later.
Does seem a little complicated.
I shall speak with the residents. Perhaps one of them will recognize the earring.
What's with this place? How can this all be the inside of a tower?
Just the floor of a tower.
So, what aren't you telling me? Where are you?
That, I can't reveal yet. Precautions, you understand. Just know that I'm safe. But come, tell me about your adventurer friend. You seem to have a great deal of faith in him. You must have been through a lot together.
Quite a
Might
bit.
say that. For instance, we found the entrance to the Golden City.
Wait, what? You did? Elnashpir, why didn't you mention this sooner?
You want to explore together? It's not that I'm scared or anything. Everything is just so different from home, is
Hey,
all.
it's okay to be a little anxious. Oh, look at the kitty face. Oh, wow. So there's going to be a lot of stuff here, including a new Ethernet. So yeah, this will definitely wrap up the stream for the evening. I wasn't expecting to get here so soon, but I'm sure as most things go, won't be able to access quite everything since this will be the end game hub. And the other thing I was wondering is, I was kind of wondering if Solution 9 was going to be like the last zone. So that's one thing that is still hanging out there, and it's reminding me of like the Tempest and Ultima Thule in the last two expansions, is that all of a sudden we got more to find here. There's another zone that we have to go to. So lots more to find, lots more to find out. But this was a heck of a lot of fun. Made it through the story. Likely will be no stream tomorrow because there's maintenance tomorrow night on the servers. and I have got some stuff to take care of during the day, so we'll see what happens. And then Tuesday, I'll be prepping to head over to Ignite/Extra Life United. Be very excited for that. For donors, keep an eye on your email for some updates. But really, until next time, y'all, that's going to wrap it up. Thanks for everybody for joining. Please get those donations in to gamingforaven.org. Until next time, y'all, have a good one.